Yeah, y'all know what's going on, man. Y'all know the rules. Shake your coats out. Don't want no roaches when y'all come to my house. Wipe your feet off. Make sure y'all sitting on a good part of the couch, man. All right. All right, y'all seen the title, so there is some method to the madness with this, but I might just I just put etc. because might just get up into something else, man. Uh I know a lot of the mods. I know that people's schedule changing, and I know Trenches is live right now, so I don't expect many people to pop in. But hey, it's just up here for when somebody come by. If you watch it, hey, like it, share it, subscribe, however you want to do it. Right now, I'm just trying to pull up my other phone here so I can see the comments better, and then I'm good to go. All right. So I was trying to upload the image of the Ouroboros, the snake that devours his own tail, commonly used to represent a never-ending cycle. Um, which brings me back to, the recent unaliving of THF TP. Now, this isn't about the unaliving itself. Everybody done seen it. Um, I've seen some video. It's like audio, and it doesn't show him. It's blotted out. But what breaks my heart is hearing the screams of those little girls, "Daddy, Daddy!" It's like, wow. So that just made me put things into perspective. All right, I see two people pop on. Whoever on here. Well, I know the first person is me because I'm watching this from another phone too, so I can see the comments better. But who's the second person? Sound off. Put your name in the comments. Um, and like and share it if you so choose. But that symbol of that Ouroboros, man, it just reminds me of this never ending cycle, and it's destructive. You know what I'm saying? It's destructive cycle. Now, looking at this on a global scale, you know, all the conflicts that our military has been in or others, but I'll use ours. Okay, just keep it simple. You know, we go there, to these other countries. We fight, we drop bombs and everything. And a lot of times the wrong people get killed, you know. Matter of fact, I use Israel and Hamas, right? You got people just living their lives, their everyday lives. They have no, intent on harming anybody. But then, the that nation's military, whether it be us, Israel, don't matter, comes and drops bombs and destroy the whole infrastructure. Oh, hey, Michelle. Uh, Destroy the whole infrastructure, and those people who were once peaceful, you have now turned them into killers, or future terrorists. I use quotation marks for that, because they mad now, whereas they didn't want. And this has been said in interviews with Iraqis, when they talked about the heavy-handed tactics of the soldiers coming in, disrespecting them, dishonoring them, embarrassing them in front of their wives and kids, putting them on the ground, putting their foot on their head, and, just acting all big and bad. And it's like, well, at first I wasn't an enemy, now I am, because of what they did, or they might have killed the wrong people, whatever. So going back to the unalive and the THFTP, his kid saw this dude. Breaks my heart to hear them screaming like that. They gonna have nightmares. They gonna need therapy. But it's the same thing, like, luckily, well, maybe it is, I don't know, but with Blazing Doll said it. So, you know, Blazing Doll, she rapping right now. She seemed like she pretty level-headed. I know she had a little upheaval with THF Muda and stuff like that, and who knows if she still got revenge on her mind. Like in interviews, she really don't say much about Tay Savage, but it's just like, I ain't got nothing to say. That dude, he too old, whatever. But she might be carrying a lot of hate. Now, it's said that Tay Savage killed her mother, which was Sess, and short for Princess. And then here's Blazing Doll, the daughter, who was a little girl when she was killed. She has, limited memories. Or Burrows, snake devouring its own tail. What do you think just possibly happened on that night that TP was killed. These little girls just saw that, you know. They probably just created the next Blazing Dog. This is the thing that people need to think about when they do these things. Now, we get it. The streets is the streets. We know how we all know the song, okay? But I'm talking about the cycle of what potentially was just created, all right? Which brings me to, we talk about the power of the tongue, and it holds life and death. Look how long it's been. Look how long it's been, man. It's been years since that song came out. And I don't know what else might have happened. You know what I'm saying? That's what people have to go off of, because there was a lot of dissing in those days, in those early drill days. But hey, they say get back don't have no expiration date or nothing like that. But look where we are, man. And it's not a place that anybody wants to be. That was the saddest thing. I didn't want to say. I heard the audio, and that was enough for me, man. Like I said, we've seen a lot of things, but I'm happy that it is bothering people now. That it's not just entertainment for people now. I'm glad that a sense of humanity has touched people, because y'all hear these pages flipping, because I'm flipping through the Bible right now, because I came across some things, things that I previously underlined. But we talk about these demons and all this stuff, and I've already talked about other entities and all that. But here's some from Proverbs. Chapter 30, verse 11 says, "There is a generation that curse their father and don't bless their mothers, a generation that is pure in their own eyes, and yet is not washed from their filthiness. There is a generation, how lofty are their eyes, and their eyelids are lifted up. There is a generation whose teeth are as swords, and their jaw teeth as knives, to devour the poor from off the earth, and the needy from among men." I think it's pretty, and we're not just talking about, they're talking about, obviously to devour the poor from off the earth. We're talking about our elites, but the entire generation. Look at this generation. You had that one shorty killed his mother, you know what I'm saying, for the insurance. People offering their grandparents, You see them on social media, lofty eyes. What does it say here? I'm doing me. Their eyes are lofty, eyelids lifted up, all up in the cameras and stuff. They just pure in their own eyes. I ain't not, they're not washed from their filthiness. This ain't clean, but they pure in their own eyes. I'm doing me. I love me. Lovers of self. And the teeth are as swords, and the jaw teeth as knives. Look at the things that people say. How, what is it, cyberbullying, all the dissing and stuff, and the family suffering from this. This is that generation. And you go through time, like, books like this is timeless. Certain passages, but here we are again. I'm sure there was probably another time in history where people was like that. Oh yeah, and that world was destroyed. So here we are. You know what I mean? And there's another thing, when people, I talk about the power of the tongue. You see how that came about, if it is because of that song, but even if it wasn't because of that song and all the other taunting and stuff from before, look what happened. And then, y'all see up in there where it says going to hell. You get a lot of these people, man, these plantation Christians is what I call them. And I've been, I made this point a long time ago, and it makes 2 points. And this is in Ecclesiastes. I made sure I had it underlined. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 19 through 21. And I want everybody to pay close attention. I might read it twice. All right. For everybody that keep talking about, this person going to hell. They going to hell. Some people be on YouTube, this person going to hell. Keep your mouth shut. All right. So I'm finna read this real quick. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beast, Even one thing that befalleth them, as one dies, and so does the other die. And yet they all have one breath, so that a man has no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. Okay, now this is the old King James Version. So basically it's saying the same thing that can happen to you can happen to an animal in the field. Can, you know what I'm saying? We all are one breath. Think about that. We are all one breath, connected people, not supposed to be divided. One breath, bro. And we all live and we all die. One love, one breath. You know what I'm saying? And we have no preeminence above a beast. You know, some animals can rip you apart, but they choose not to. Your dogs, you know what I'm saying? Your dogs can probably crush every bone in your hand with the power of their jaws, but they don't, out of respect, you know, and love. Why can't we do the same? We act like we're above each other, you know what I'm saying? Not we personally, you know, like that, but a lot of people act like they're above each other, you know, just because they may have a little more money, you know, some better clothes or something, or a better job, or, you know, a better car. You know, these are the metrics with people measure themselves, and it's all vanity. All right. But let me finish this. I'm on verse 20. All go unto one place, and all are the dust, and all turn to dust again. Possibly stardust, but that's another topic. So everybody lives, everybody dies. Everybody's born of the womb, the matrix, like I mentioned last night. So this last one is where the jewel is. And Michelle, you are absolutely right. Yes, this is hell. This is the dwelling place of the king of hell. So yes, we are in that hell, you know. And contrary to popular belief, I think hell might be actually pretty damn cold, not hot. But hey, you know. But yes, this is hell. You know, this heavy third dimensional reality we live in is negative, it's heavy. It you know, and the emotions that we emit from the negativity, the sadness and everything, that's what they feed off of. Like they said Lucifer was the prince of the power of the air. You know, the very air. So it's just in the air. We say it's in the air. There it is, you know, and all other entities that breathe, that thrive on our misery and our sorrow. You know, I made these points about, you know, the more they torture us and push us to the brink, you know, the more energy we put out. But here's the kicker right here. Here's the jewel right here in these 3 verses. All right. Once again, I'm in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 19 through 21. I'll start again because I have been talking a little bit. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts, even one that befalleth them, as the one dies, so the others. And yes, they all have one breath, so that a man has no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. All go into one place, and all of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Y'all ready for this? You ready for this, Michelle? Who knows the spirit of man that go upward, and the spirit of the beast that goes downward to the earth? Wherefore, and I keep going, wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better than a man should rejoice in his own works, for that is his portion, for who shall bring him to see what shall be after him? Well then, let me go back to verse 21. Who knows that the spirit of man that goes upward, and that the spirit of the beast that goes downward to the earth? Did y'all hear that? Now, Ecclesiastes is from Solomon, the wisest man, one of the wisest, right? Did y'all hear that? Nobody knows who's going up and who's going down. So when these people are out here with these signs talking about, you know, oh, y'all are going to hell, and, you know, God hates this and God hates that, and y'all going to hell. Hey, man, y'all ain't Christians, bro. And for people on YouTube that's constantly talking about, well, they live that life, they're going to hell. How do you know? But there's also something else in here. Maybe you caught it. It said, who knows the spirit of man that goes upward, and the spirit of the beast that goes downward to the earth? Did he just say the spirit of the beast? Yes, right here in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 21, they just acknowledging that animals have a soul. Boom. Animals have a soul. Why you think that, you see your dogs and your cats and stuff, they come up to you and they nuzzle up to you. They have emotions. They have a soul. And it says right here, you don't know whether the spirit of a man goes up or the spirit of a beast goes down. He's acknowledging that a beast, an animal, has a soul to begin with. So life is precious. This whole planet has a soul. Every living thing has a soul. And it's one of the hidden texts, one of the texts that was taken out of the Bible, okay, which turns everything's on his head. When it said, when God was saying, look for me, you turned over a stone, I am there. Everything in creation is collectively God, including us. One breath. So yes, animals have a soul too. And nobody's in a position to say who is going to heaven and who's going to hell. Forget, regardless of what the Bible says, oh yeah, these sins, this and this and that. Nobody. It's all vanity. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'll rest my case on that. Yes, animals have a soul. I just proved it right here in this Bible here. Just saying. All right. All right, what else I put up in there? You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of just jumping around. But I wanted to really get on that part right there. I love these books, man, and some just wanted me to whip this out. What else we got here? Oh yeah. I like this one too. It says, better is a handful with quietness than both the hands full with travail and vexation of spirit. I was talking about, leaving the world behind in my previous live. And this is the perfect passage for that, Just having a little bit, but you got peace of mind. Peace of mind is worth its weight in gold. If you're in an environment that's always negative, there's always some drama, it's always loud and crazy, and people, oh, I like it, it's too quiet, I need some loudness and this and that. Them ain't the type of people you need to be around, man. That's sickening, dude. That's like a disease, bro. And then you see these people, they have so much stuff, and then eventually you're not even using them more. You just crowded, got a whole house or garage or something just full of stuff, just look around you. What's the point? It's all vanity. Instead of just having a little bit, you got enough to be comfortable. That's good enough, but the way this corporatized, world is, people are trained and programmed to never, ever be satisfied with anything. Somebody turn on the damn reality TV or something like that. Oh, they see this lifestyle. They see this lifestyle. Oh, I want a Brazilian butt lift. I want to get lip injections. I want to get my breast bigger. I want to get my waistline smaller. I want to get a bypass surgery. I want to get this car. I want to get this new perfume. I want. People, even if you here's my advice to anybody. If you can't do it mentally, if you don't want to do it mentally, whip out a book, whip out a piece of paper and a pen, pencil, crayon, don't matter. All right. And make one column that says wants and make another column that says needs. And see just how many things are in the want column versus the needs column, because people have a hard time separating wants from needs, and they mistake their wants for needs. Oh, I need this. No, you don't. You need to breathe. You need food and water. You need clothes on your back. You need decent transportation. You want that Brazilian butt lift. You want to live a richer lifestyle. You want to do, you know what I'm saying? You see what I'm getting? The list of things a person needs is a lot smaller than the list of wants. And the list of wants will never end. And this is what bothers me, just as a whole. I had to teach myself this, you know what I'm saying? And it's important that children learn this. Where they sitting there thinking they're so unhappy in their households or unhappy because they can't get what they want all the time. And it's like, do you have what you need? You know, because there's kids who picking up AKs and stuff right now. They got to fight for their life, literally. You know what I'm saying? There's kids that nobody even heard from. Hundreds of thousands missing. You know what I'm saying? And if you got you got every video game, you got clothes, you got all these different things, you still walking around with your lip dragging to the ground, pick your lip up. That for children and adults. Separate your wants from your needs. And I guarantee you, you'll be a lot happier with your life. Because the commercials and stuff, with their job is to teach you, to convince you that you need what they're selling so they can make a profit. That's business. They have to convince you that you need it. And they target certain people. If they want the men to spend their money, they'll target the women because the women are convinced the men to spend their money. The children want it. Well, the mother wants to please the children. So, hey, go back to convincing the dad to spend the money on something. And, when a parent be like, no, you really don't need that, this and that. The child want to get all out of this and that. I can't ever get what I want. Oh, you got a lot of what you want, and you got more than what you deserve, probably. You know what I mean? But I want everybody to just take a look around. Take a look around at your house and stuff. How much of this stuff are you actually using? How much of it was a need versus a want? And this kind of thinking will help us in the future. I just recently looked and I saw, gas went up to $3.27. It's all a game. We know it's a game. It's a money game. But people feeling the stress because they're thinking about, oh man, I can't buy the things I want. Most of us have more than enough already. It's just a matter of prioritizing. Oh, we need more money. We need more money. No, what you need is more prioritization. You need to separate your wants from your needs. Because when a person truly wants something, they're going to find a means to get it. Working at a dispensary, I see that. I see some of the same people every day coming in, buying their favorite strain of weed, buying new weed and stuff. And I guarantee you they'll turn around and tell somebody else, I ain't got it for something else. When people want something, they're going to find the money for it. But deny something else, something that's actually a need. So maybe that's why everybody's not rich. Maybe that's why, some people are where we are. We don't need it. Do we really need it? Just to do more of the same? So yeah, better is a handful with a quietness than both hands full. Biggie Small said it the best. More money, more problems. There it is. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of jumping around right now. I'm looking for something right now. Oh yeah. So as he came forth of his mother's womb, naked shall he return to go as he came, and shall take nothing of his labor, which he may carry away in his hand. Now here it all. Oh yeah, it's all right here. Boom. Oh yeah. Okay, I got the visitation of spirit. Da-da-da-dum. Okay, yeah. And this is, if thou see the oppression of the poor and violent perverting of judgment and justice in the province, and marvel not at the matter, for he that is higher than the highest regardeth, and there be higher than they. Moreover, the profit of the earth is for all, and the king himself is served by the field. And he that loves silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. This is also vanity. When goods increase, they are increased that eat them. And what good is there to be the owners thereof, saving the beholding of them with their eyes? And the sleep of a laboring man is sweet, whether he eat a little or much, but the abundance of the rich will not suffer him to sleep. Again, we got to prepare. We got to prepare ourselves mentally, psychologically, and spiritually, because the system that we know now, like the petrodollar, the American dollar, is going to get weaker and weaker and weaker. Just like over in Nigeria, where people had a whole wheelbarrow of money just to buy a damn loaf of bread. Sing a song of sixpence, you know what I mean? And those that love silver would not be satisfied. So never satisfied, you know what I'm saying? People just never satisfied. I can't stand somebody who just constantly complain. It's like, how hard do you really have it? Or you just making up stuff to have an issue? And I did a video about that. Y'all can check that video out. When I said, they're saying the world got an addiction problem, an issue with addiction. I said some people have an issue, addiction to having issues. Some people just need to have an issue like that defines them. I can't stand it. And when goods increase, they are increased that eat them. The more you have, the more there is people to help you spend it. Which brings me to something else. But hold up. Oh, there, I read that. He came forth of his mother's womb naked, so he should return. Hey, like we say, you can't take it with you. So let's focus more on what we need versus what we want. It's okay to get what you want within means. If we were not so programmed to focus on our wants over our needs, it wouldn't be so much debt. If you got to get a credit card to get something, then you probably don't need it. They're useful, for times of emergency and things like that. But you can't just, just run up credit. Oh, I'm going to go on here and get this other credit card. I'm going to get this other credit card. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this person name to do this. I'm going to use this person. For what? To get a bunch of stuff that's going to collect dust and never truly be appreciated because it hasn't truly been earned. So, I'm going to go to another one of my favorite books. And if y'all haven't heard of it, Behold the Pale Horse by William Cooper. I actually uploaded a clip of William Cooper so y'all can check that video out, what he's talking about. But I want y'all to, the chapter 1 is called Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. And how he talks about money, you know what I mean? And energy, basically. I don't want to sit and try to read the whole book, so I'm trying to just go. But it's basically about, economic research. You know what I'm saying? The objective of economic research is the establishment of an economy which is totally predictable and manipulable. Okay? And it's about shifting the natural and social energy wealth of the undisciplined, and I'm reading from the book, and irresponsible many into the hands of the self-disciplined and responsible and worthy few. The elitists, okay? The ones that's buying up everything right now. You see? And it said, in order to achieve a totally predictable economy, the low-class elements of society must be brought under total control. That means us working stiffs. We considered the low class, and we need to be housebroken and trained and assigned a yoke and learn long-term social duties from a very early age. In order to achieve such conformity, the lower class family unit must be disintegrated by a process of increasing preoccupation of the parents and the establishment of government-operated daycare centers for the occupationally orphaned children. The quality of education given to the lower classes must be of the poorest sort, so that the mote of ignorance isolating the inferior class from the superior class is and remains incomprehensible to the inferior class. With such an initial handicap, even bright lower class individuals have little of, if any, hope of extricating themselves from their assigned lot in life. This form of slavery is essential to maintaining some measure of social order, peace, and tranquility for the ruling upper class. Let me go back to that other part, though. It's about increasing the preoccupation of the parents. We shouldn't have to work as many hours as we do or as long as we do and retire at what, 65, 70? You damn near got one foot in the grave already. It's purposely done like this. But let me go to the point I want to make, since we're talking about wants and needs and all these different things, all right? And if anybody who hadn't got this book, I recommend you read it. This book was my first introduction to the rabbit hole. That proverbial rabbit hole. This book was it. All right. So as soon as I get to it, I will start reading it. Okay. Mr. Rothschilds And they use the concept of energy testing, so it's a good analogy. He said, what Mr. Rothschild discovered was the basic principle of power, influence, control over people as applied to economics. The principle is when you assume the appearance of power, people soon give it to you. And Rothschild discovered that currency or deposit loan accounts had required the appearance of power that could be used to induce people into surrendering their real wealth for a promise of greater wealth, to put up real collateral in exchange for a loan of promissory notes, which is basically what our currency is today, a promissory note. And he found that he could issue more notes than he had backing for, so long as he had someone's stock of gold to show his customers. And so he loaned these notes to individuals, governments, to create overconfidence, and then he would make money scarce and tighten control of the system and collect the collateral through the obligation of contracts. The cycle was then repeated, and these pressures could be used to ignite a war. And then he would control the availability of currency to determine who would win the war. That government which agreed to give him control of his economic system got his support. And collection of debts was guaranteed by economic aid to the enemy of the debtor. And he found that public greed will allow currency to be printed by government order beyond the limits, meaning inflation, of backing in precious metal or the production of goods and services. You see, we're creating our own prison. We're enslaving ourselves. But you see that. Create the money, print it, and then, hey, pull it all back, just like right now. Don't you feel it in your bones? It just feels strange. It's manipulated. It's all manipulated. You feel this energy when you go to work, That's your energy going into that. When you get paid, that's your energy right there. And then in that current, like a current, you spend that money. And when it's wasted, you feel drained because you put your heart into earning that. It don't matter. It's the difference when you earn your money and when somebody just give it to you. It's not the same appreciation. You know what I mean? And so for the people that do work, the people that benefit from the fruits of that person's labor should appreciate that person a lot more because it is energy and it is draining. All right? And this is happening on a global scale. And then the next part here, apparent capital is paper inductor. It said credit presented as a pure element called currency has the appearance of capital, but is in fact negative capital. Credit is negative capital. And what do they tell you? Oh, you got to have credit. You got to have credit. Why? So they can get real wealth when you're paying back the interest. It has the appearance of service, but is really indebtedness or debt. Economic inductance instead of economic capacitance. And this will be balanced by the negation of population through war and genocide. So you see, the real debtors is us. And the only way to not pay us back is to kill us. Let's take that to the micro level. Oh man, I just got this loan now. I owe these people a lot of money. I don't feel like paying this person back. Well, I'm gonna just kill them so I don't have to pay it back. It's just like that, like in Goodfellas when they did that big bank robbery, and then as dude was narrating, they started killing him. He was like, the truth is, the money was his. He was never gonna pay these people. He'd rather just whack them. That's basically what war and genocide. That's why we have wars and conflicts and things like that and genocides on a regularly scheduled basis. That's why there's never a limit to how much money is spent on a war, because all the wealth that could be built up and distributed to the people, these elites don't want us to have it. And so what? Kick off another war, and whichever country gives you control of their currency, that's who's going to win. That's why we have these central banks like the Federal Reserves in every one of these countries. Let's keep going. Okay. War is therefore the balancing of the system by killing the true creditors, the public, us, which we have taught to exchange true value for inflated currency. Rothschild discovered that currency gave him the power to rearrange the economic structure, to shift economic inductance into those economic positions which would encourage the greatest economic instability and oscillation, which is what we have right now, while they're always in session. Oh, if they don't agree on a budget, we're going to have another government shutdown. It's all BS. What else we got here? There's some more stuff I wanted to come across in this book here. Here we go. The method of airframe shock testing and as far as economic engineering. I got some of this highlighted, so I'm reading the parts that I highlighted. Where the prices of commodities are shocked. This relates to us right here and now. This book was published. When was this book published? When was it published? 1991. All right. So this stuff here is still relevant to today. Way ahead of the curve, all right? So just like airframe shock testing and economic engineering, the prices of commodities are shocked. Just like now. Everything's getting higher and higher. It seems like it's going by the week now. Stuff getting higher and higher. The resulting echoes of the economic shock are interpreted theoretically by computers, and the psychoeconomic structure of the economy is thus discovered. Then the response of the household to future shocks can be predicted and manipulated. Society becomes a well-regulated animal with its reins under the control of a sophisticated computer-regulated social energy bookkeeping system. Eventually, every individual element of the structure comes under computer control through a knowledge of personal preference. Such knowledge is guaranteed by computer association of consumer preferences, which are universal product code, the barcodes that we see on every single product. So basically, they shock these prices and they see how people react to it. And they do it in pieces so we don't just flip out. But gradually you see things going up and wait till we adjust. And then those barcodes, they see what people are buying and what people aren't buying. Okay, we can't, And then you got people that live above their means. Oh, let's get credit for this. What for? You have to adjust or you will suffer. I'll keep going here. There's some more here. Hold on, before I don't want to just keep like reading everything. All right, yeah. I'm trying to get to this part where you talk about household models, man, because it's crazy. Oh man, y'all, just bear with me. Okay. Diversion, the primary strategy. Experience has proven that the simplest method of securing a silent weapon and gaining control of the public is to keep the public undisciplined and ignorant of basic system principles on the one hand, while keeping them confused, disorganized, and distracted with matters of no real importance on the other hand, i.e., the TV stuff we watch. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to be entertained, but let's watch some educational. Watch some of those boring C-SPAN. Watch the, Congress and all these different things. But most people ain't trying to hear that. Disengaging their minds, sabotaging their mental activities, providing a low-quality program of public education in mathematics, logic, systems design, and economics, discouraging techno-creativity, well, y'all see how they do in these schools, engaging their emotions, increasing their self-indulgence, and their indulgence in emotional and physical activities by, 1, unrelenting emotional affrontations and attacks, mental and emotional rape by way of a constant barrage of sex, violence, and wars in the media, especially the TVs and newspapers, giving them what they desire in excess, junk food for thought, and depriving them of what they really need, rewriting history and law and subjecting the public to the deviant creation, thus being able to shift their thinking from personal needs to highly fabricated outside priorities. Doesn't that sound just like now? What's all people? Self-indulgence, indulge, and people still feel empty. That's it, In summary, it says right here, media, keep the adult public attention diverted away from the real social issues, captivated by matters of no real importance. The schools keep the young public ignorant of real mathematics and economics and law and real history. What are we doing right now? What are they doing right now? Oh, can't you got to say unalive now, you know? You can't use the word ape, put R in front of that. You know what I'm saying? They even saying, oh, don't call pedophiles, call them minor attracted persons. You know, this is 1984 type stuff, man. Work, keep the public busy with no time to think. Back on the farm with the other animals. Look at this. Do we really need, think about when you're at work. Do you really need to be at work as long as you really are? Now we got to work. This is the game. This is the game we got to play. But, how much is really being accomplished every day at these jobs? You know what I'm saying? For the peanuts that they pay. It's ridiculous, man. And there's one more thing I wanted to touch on. It's about how the whole family unit thing. Because, and when I read this, if you haven't read it, you're going to be like, golly, man, this is messed up. How long have we been on here? All right, 40 minutes, 52 seconds. Cool. Where we at? Boom, 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 boom. Artificial home. Okay, nope. Huh. Where is it? Here we go. How to enforce this system. And I'm going to read this in entire, because this right here is, oh man. Y'all going to look at y'all lives and be like, damn, we've been playing this game. I mean, it's a game. We all know it's a game. But, how do they keep us all into, check? This is the enforcement section. As in every social system approach, stability is achieved only by understanding and accounting for human nature. A failure to do so can be, and usually is, disastrous. As in other human social schemes, one form or another of intimidation or incentive is essential to the success of the draft. They're talking about, okay, physical principles on action and reaction must be applied to both internal and external subsystems to secure the draft. Individual brainwashing, programming in both the family unit and the peer group must be engaged and brought under control. Factor number 2, father. The man of the household must be housebroken to ensure that Junior will grow up with the right social training and attitudes. The advertising media are engaged to see to it that the father-to-be is P-whipped or P-U-S-S-Y whipped before or by the time he is married. He is taught that he either conforms to the social knots cut out for him or his sex life will be hobbled and his tender companionship will be zero. He is made to see that women demand security more than logical, principled, or honorable behavior. By the time his son must go to war, father, with jelly for a backbone, will slam a gun into Junior's hand before father will risk the censure of his peers or make a hypocrite of himself by crossing the investment he has in his own personal opinion or self-esteem. Junior will go to war or father will be embarrassed. So Junior will go to war, the true purpose notwithstanding. Y'all see that? To make sure the father-to-be is P-whipped, okay? The cootie cat, all right? And that he either conforms or he won't get none. What is that today? Gotta have this money. You hear all the rappers and stuff. My man better have this. He gotta have this. Gotta have the bad. Blah 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 blah. And then teaching this, the sons the same thing. Oh man, you gotta do this for the lady. No, do it for yourself, man. Factor 3, the mother. The female element of human society is ruled by emotion first and logic second. I'll say that again. The female element of human society is ruled by emotion first and logic second. In the battle between logic and imagination, imagination always wins. Fantasy prevails. Maternal instinct dominates so that the child comes first and the future comes second. What do we hear now? Oh, my kids. A woman will place everybody at risk for this child, not realizing, well, if everybody's dead, who's going to take care of the child, you idiot? A woman with a newborn baby is too starry-eyed to see a wealthy man's cannon fodder or a cheap source of slave labor. A woman must, however, be conditioned to accept the transition to reality when it comes or sooner. Let me say that again, or read that again. A woman with a newborn baby is too starry-eyed to see a wealthy man's cannon fodder or a cheap source of slave labor. Basically, oh, I need somebody to help me take care of these kids. They are, where, they're trained to use men as just a resource to tap, basically. They don't care about, how hard this person is working, the stress that he's under. It's just, oh, well, long as he's taking care of me and the kid, even when they're in court and stuff, I don't care what happened to him, as long as I get mine. Well, if he locked up, how you going to pay any child support, or anything like that? You know what I'm saying? And they're really thinking about themselves. They don't care about the kids. It's like, really, how much of that money is going for the kids and how much is going for yourself? Come on now. But, and it says, however, they must be conditioned to accept the transition to reality when it comes or sooner. As the transition becomes more difficult to manage, the family unit must be carefully disintegrated, and state-controlled public education and state-operated childcare centers must become more common and legally enforced so as to begin the detachment of the child from the mother and father at an earlier age. Now we in this time where the schools got the authority. They basically telling parents now, you're no longer in charge when they're in this school. So we already here. Remember, this book was published in 1991. This man was trying to warn us a long time ago, but nobody listened because things were so great. Inoculation of behavioral drugs like Ritalin can speed the transition for the child. Mandatory. What are they doing in these schools? They making sure anytime a child, the first thing you do when you talk to the counselors, are they on medication? You should get them on medication. It's all set up, bro. And this is, again, published in 1991. Inoculation of behavioral drugs, and they got Ritalin in parentheses, but there's so many more things out there. And y'all see how they zombify these kids. They put stuff in the prenatal care and everything else, in the food and the water and everything, to create these conditions to where they coming out with this ADHD and all this stuff we ain't heard of 20, 30 years ago. Because they had the drugs for them. It makes money, and it keeps everybody under control. And then it says, caution. A woman's impulsive anger can override her fear. An irate woman's power must never be underestimated, and her power over a p-whipped husband must likewise never be underestimated. It got the women to vote in 1920. What do we have right now? You got the men with these pink hats and all this, and this and that. Irate woman's power, and her power over a p-wussy whipped husband must likewise be never be underestimated. You see, it's constant. I talked about this whole matrix thing, how the womb is the matrix, and when a man is unplugged from that matrix and he starts to wake up and he's like, man, this is some BS, man. My life could be a lot better, different. You know what I'm saying? I could do better this way, this and this and that. What's she going to say? I don't feel connected to you. Start getting attitudes and stuff, because you're waking up. And if she looks to manipulate you, what you think she want to do? She want to plug you back into that matrix in between her legs. The Bible calls it the matrix, that womb. Plug you back into that matrix to, get you feeling all comfortable and blind you and all that. But that's just for those type of women. I just thought I'd throw that little analogy out there. So now it goes to factor 4. Junior, the emotional pressure for self-preservation during a time of war and the self-serving attitude of the common herd that have an option to avoid the battlefield. If Junior can be persuaded to go, is all of the pressure finally necessary to propel Johnny off to war? The quiet blackmailings of him are the threats of no sacrifice, no friends, no glory, no girlfriends. All right. And this is not just about war. You know what I'm saying? This is how you're using it, but this isn't just about war. I'll get into it later. And then they go to factor 5, the sister. And what about Junior's sister? She is given all the good things of life by her father and taught to expect the same from her future husband, regardless of the price. Regardless of the price. Regardless of the price. Regardless of the price. Ladies, back off. Plain and simple. You sit around and try to make a man feel less of a man if he can't afford all your wants, because the wants will never end. Vice versa. You know, if you a dude and you living off your woman, you want, I want. Kids, back off. Back off the parents. I want. You're not working for it. Think about wants versus needs. I guarantee you the list of needs is a lot shorter and a lot more attainable, and they're being met. It's the wants that's not being met because they will never be met because they're designed to never be satisfied. But you still got these people, you know, ain't got a pot to piss in and wouldn't throw it out of, but they want an expensive wedding because since I was a little girl, I always wanted this wedding. It's my day. It's special. Bridezillas and all this stuff. They, you know, the worst parts of society is being shown on reality TV. You see it all the time. It's so toxic, you know, bringing all their daddy issues to every damn relationship, or dudes bringing their mama issues to every relationship. Regardless of the price, they don't care how you get it. I just want, or you ain't a man, or you ain't, I want, or you ain't a real woman, or give me what I want, or you don't love me. Or I'm gonna say my parents hate me because I can't get what I want. You see what I'm saying? This was by design. And then factor 5, cattle. Those who will not use their brains are no better off than those who have no brains. And so this mindless school of jellyfish, father, mother, son, and daughter become useful beasts of burdens or trainers of the same. Our solid weapons for quiet wars, people. So you see, we got to adjust. We need to start adjusting to, you know, what's going on around us. You know, because that what I just read, you know, it was under the title, the draft is military service, but this is for anything, you know, there's always this pressure from one to the next to be this and do that and do that, you know, and the women being the main factor, the irate and the men being ussy whipped. I'm trying not to curse, you know what I'm saying? Just bending over and doing whatever, you know. And accommodating your woman is not being whipped. You know, I can't stand a female that think when a man does what they want, they got to look at it like, I got him. No, he cares and he wants to, you know, take care of you. But if you look at it, you that damn narcissistic and you want to brag about it like he's just doing something, guess what? Hey, you know what? When he's with another woman, then you'll figure it out, you know? For those ones that act that way. I'm not talking about everybody, just the ones that act that way. You know, some dudes need to check themselves because they just as narcissistic, you know what I'm saying? And just think that, oh, well, I want to go get another woman, or I want to do this and this and that. And it's like, well, not everybody gonna put up with your ish. Okay? Not everybody's finna put up with it. You know? You think you could just bully your way into everything and walk around and do all this and this and that. And it's like, nah, bro. You know, the universe brought the person who was meant for you in your life, and now you're not satisfied because you can't separate your wants from your needs, you know? Or I got needs that need to be met, or this and this and that. That ain't a need, that's a want. That's your narcissistic ass brain that won't let you put yourself in check. But the universe is gonna teach you a hard lesson, whoever you are out there. Just saying. What else we got here? Is there anything else that I want to read from this particular chapter? You know, and there's more stuff that I'm gonna go through, you know, like I'm just kind of freestyling it right here. Oh, tables of strategies. Oh yeah, to get us under control. They got this list here. The to-do list. Keep the public ignorant to get this. So as I read it, it's the result is the cause and the effect. The cause, keep the public ignorant. The effect, less public organization. The cause, maintain access to control points for feedback. Required reaction to outputs, prices, and sales. Create preoccupation, lower defenses. Attack the family unit to control the education of the young. Give less cash and more credit and doles, which the result being more self-indulgence and more data. Attack the privacy of the church. Destroy faith in this sort of government. Check, 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 and check. Social conformity. Computer programming simplicity. Social conformity is all around. Look, everybody's trying to get somebody to conform. You know, through all our lives, People always trying to get you to conform. If you want to be in this crowd, be like this. You got to act like this. You got to dress like this. You got to listen to this kind of music. You can only date this kind of woman or man. You can do this and do. Everybody trying to form these little groups. That's why I say a big middle finger to everybody that try to ostracize somebody. That's why I'm a Sigma, bruh. I'm a lone wolf. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Somebody always sitting around want to talk about the next person and try to ostracize somebody and make them feel like an outsider. It's like, I love to be on the outside because I get a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? A hawk don't never have to look down because it's apex. It don't have to look up. I mean, it only looks down. You don't got to look up when it's flying because ain't nobody else can fly higher than it. You know? But I keep reading. Minimize the tax protests to maximize economic data minimum enforcement problems. Stabilize the consent, simplicity, coefficients, tighten controls of variables. You know, I mean, it's just, come on, man. But the last part on here is collapse of currency, destroy the faith of the American people in each other. Remember, this book was published in 1991. That last one, collapse of currency. Destroy the faith of the American people in each other. New World Order, people. We here. People are not having faith in each other. You know what I'm saying? We already here. They got these, you know, they creating this, what do you call it? Recipe for a possible civil war. I'm telling you, if this election, you know, it could be a fair election, but the seeds are already planted, you know? And I talked about this before, but I reiterate it because it's conducive to this. They're trying to steal it, man. They're trying to keep a man from running. You know what I'm saying? If he was that damn guilty, he'll be locked up already. And when states try to get you off a ballot and they bringing all these migrants in and then trying to hurry up and get them allowed to vote and get driver's license and everything, they got it a lot easier than people who was born here. That's pissing people off. The welfare that's supposed to go to American-born citizens is going to them. And then they're going to turn around and tell you, oh, we got no more money. Oh, and by the way, we're going to give up these buildings too. We're going to give up these schools. We're going to take away the money that was supposed to go to these projects and give it to them. And then these people are going to sit and laugh in your face. And they're committing crimes like crazy right now. They're creating a powder keg for people to start fighting each other. And everybody knows that Trump is a surefire winner. If he don't win, everybody knows why. What you think that's going to do? It's going to set off. And, hey, it's already... Hold on, I got to get this thing back here. If I want to look at this, I might be able to do it. I might be able to see it with this. You know, you see these lot of states, man, they want to secede from the government, you know? And it's a whole lot of states. You know, I'm looking at this little map right now. You know, I'm gonna put it up on I'm gonna post it in the community or whatever. You know, a lot of states that supporting Texas succeeding, you know, and it's splitting basically the country in half, you know, both ways, north and south and east and west, man. This ain't what we want, bro. This ain't what we want. I'm telling you, this is not what we want, man. We just can't afford it. Can't afford to do it, dude. I mean, I do not want to see us at each other's throats, you know. And I know people be like, oh well, you know, we got you know, oh, the conservatives, we got all the guns and all that. Man, look, death is death, bro. I don't care how you name it, how you call it, whatever, bro. Death is death. And it's not something that I don't know what we got. It's not something that, you know, you want to see. But that's all I had to I wanted to share tonight, man. I'm also gonna be touching on a real touchy topic, man. I've been taking notes. I got to take some more notes, but I'm also gonna be uh, referring to, I got a apocrypha. I got some other stuff that I got printed off, man, like a book of Jasher. Um, you know, the testaments of like the 12 not the 12 the 12 tribes. Um, and a few other things, you know what I'm saying, that I'm going to be reading from, man. That's just the direction I feel like I'm pulled in right now. But, I'm also going to be making a case for reparations, you know what I'm saying? And a damn good one. You know, we all know that it's old, you know what I'm saying? And anybody that got a problem with it, you know what I'm saying? I got questions about you then, you know what I'm saying? Just like these people, when they I'm just talking now, man. Like these people, they, oh, color don't matter. Then it's like, why are people still putting up images of Jesus that, represent a certain race if color don't matter? If you put something else up, it's got to be a discussion, you know? If race don't matter, then why was this such a discussion when they made the Little Mermaid black? Because, the whitewashing, they used to it, Oh, it's no color, it don't matter as long as the images benefit those who feel like they superior. But the minute that changes, then it's a problem, Now, my issue with a lot of this stuff is that it's not about, it's not genuine, you know what I'm saying? It's just about an agenda. It ain't genuine, it's an agenda, you know what I'm saying? And it's done for the wrong reasons. It ain't about, they don't care about it, you know what I'm saying? It's just about pushing an agenda. So that's my issue with it. But, other than that, I don't care. Little Mermaid, any character that has been white for so long that they make it black all of a sudden, and then you hear people complaining about it, them the type of people that in their mind, if it can go back in the Jim Crow days or something, these people will love it. They secretly want it. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother discussion right there too. But yeah, I'm gonna be making a case for reparations, man. I might do it tomorrow night, man, because I'm almost done with all my notes for it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta find a video clip as well for it to play at the end, which is like basically the nail in the coffin for it, which says, oh damn, yeah, we got to do this. You know what I'm saying? But separate your wants from your needs, people. You know what I'm saying? What else I want to hit on? Oh yeah, one of my guilty pleasures. These drunk, toxic, narcissistic ass women, better known as Real Housewives of, pick a city, whether it be Salt Lake City, New Jersey, Orange County, Beverly Hills, Dubai, Miami, it don't matter, Dallas, you know what I'm saying, New York. Have y'all noticed? And I want to use them as an example. If anybody's ever watched this show, bruh, and they're so toxic, sometimes it gets annoying, bruh. Shows just how toxic, people can be, and this ain't about bashing women, I'm just using this as an example. But have y'all noticed that wherever they go, they got to fight and argue and embarrass themselves? They be in restaurants, they be in private resorts, and I'm sitting to myself thinking, man, Jesus can come down and give them all access passes to heaven for a dinner with God and anybody else they want to meet who passed on the other side. And I guarantee you, they still going to find a reason to argue about some dumb stuff that happened 2 seasons ago or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like they can screw up paradise, man, with their toxicity. And that's just a microcosm into the macro of how people are, man. Like, this is, we need to stop thriving off the toxicity and the negativity, man. I mean, everywhere you go, it's just got to be something like, how do they manage to screw up and mess up the peace anywhere? Which brings me back to one of my favorite quotes. The only Zen you're going to find at the top of a mountain is the Zen you bring with you, man. And talk about, having a little and a lot and sleeping well, like I read in that passage, then having a lot in the vexation of spirit. You know, look at their lifestyles. Oh, it looks great. So many people want to live vicariously through these people, you know? And it's like, yeah, there ain't a lot of housewives and a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? What I see is them, they getting a little bit of money or something like that, and they start treating their husbands like second-class citizens. You know, some of them, they got cheated on and stuff like that. I ain't talking about them. You know, they cool. I'm talking about the ones that's disrespectful to their husbands. All right. You know, and then, you know, if this is what people want to live vicariously through, it's like, all right, well, look at the ones that do act like wives and copy that part, not the toxic part, you know, not the part that just want to grab credit cards and spend because you don't have that kind of money. And like I was just reading, credit, a lot of them got credit, a whole lot of credit. And as these seasons go on, you realize some of them been frauding, some of them been stealing money. Like this Jen Shaw lady, she stole from a lot of people. A lot of them, they running their credit to the very limit. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep up these lifestyles and stuff. And what's the point? What's the point? Which will take me back. Hold on, where is that? Whatever. Oh man, where is that? Where is it? I just had it, man. Come on, man. How a whole book just disappear like that, bro? That's messed up. Oh, here it is. All right. What I just read? You know, because they living above their means. And then later on, you hear about, oh, yeah, they, you know, in default for this, or somebody, you know, got to go to court or anything like that, bro. Like, golly, man. Nah, man, this ain't right. Hold on, where is that? What I just read it, man. Golly. Oh, this ain't it. All right. Ah, there it is. Better is a handful with quietness than the both hands full with travail and vexation of spirit. You know? There it is. They got plenty. They got these one. They throw these big lavish parties and that the money, yeah, the money. And they that love silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he or she that loves abundance with increase. This is also vanity. This is a bunch of vanity, y'all. And the sleep of a laboring man is sweet, whether he eat a little or much, but the abundance of the rich will not suffer him to sleep. Look at that, you know. They can't even be together because the husband got to go travel and you got to maintain his lifestyle. But like I just read in that Behold a Pale Horse, it don't matter what the cost. An emotional, irate woman, I want. Kids, I want. Men, I want. Me, my. It's a damn drain. You know? The fruits of your labor is supposed to be that. The fruits of your labor. Fruit's supposed to be sweet, not sour. And when people just pull, it's like, have respect for the labor and the fruits of somebody else's labor if you benefit from it. You know, don't just be so spendy so much. Don't just grab and just spend it all up and be like, okay, all right, you just got to go back to work. You know, that's an entitled ass way of thinking. It makes me sick to my stomach when people are like that. You know? Respect the dollar. Respect a person's hard work. Don't be so quick to just buy up everything. And it seems like the more a person spends, they still sitting around depressed and lip hanging all the damn time. What the hell you doing then? Obviously, it's your soul and your spirit that's sick, not your damn material wants. Because your needs are met physically. It's your spiritual needs and your psychological needs that ain't being met. But you keep trying to separate it. So, I just use the Bible. I just use Behold the Pale Horse. You know what I'm saying? Real Housewives, all these things, connect all these dots. We got to check ourselves, bottom line. Because everybody's about to get a hell of a reality check here soon. You know? When the rest of this veil keeps lifting, when the rug is completely pulled from under our feet, you know, and America ain't so beautiful no more, you know. Don't equate your happiness by what you can acquire materially. You have to be fulfilled from within. You have to be satisfied with yourself. You know, I don't like when people are not satisfied with themselves, always critiquing themselves, complaining about themselves. Oh, this is ugly. I don't like this, in the mirror 24/7. Vanity. I don't care. The prettiest people can be the worst. You know that. But yet we still keep doing it. Why? A little bit of humility goes a long way, man. But I'm about to hop off of here, man. Bottom line, hey, if you got to write it out, separate your wants from your needs, man. And I guarantee you, you'll realize you have way more than you thought you ever had. Because, you know, the wants will never stop. There's always going to be something enticing or something like that, you know. And it's okay to treat yourself if you can. If you got to swindle or steal or, you know, or screw somebody over or lie or do something like that to get money just to get some stuff, then you probably don't need it, you know. And if somebody, you know, is bringing money into the household, however the situation may be, respect that person's income. Don't just be so quick to blow it all. You don't know how that's draining. His energy, his or her energy is going into that. That's a drain. That's why some people might just pick up and leave, you know? Because you're literally killing this person. They're killing themselves out in the world doing this stuff and trying to bring this in. And then here it is, somebody just coming to just blow it all. You know, that's selfish, man. And greedy. People, hey, everybody, yo, chill out. You know? Another Bible verse where it said, you know, if the beasts of the field and the birds of the air are taken care of, how much more do you do it, you know? You ain't starving, cold and hungry, homeless, something like that, then you're good. Quit putting off the important stuff just for fun. Just like I played that one video last night. It's fun. I want some fun. Somebody got to have some fun. Nah, man. Discipline. You know, the fun gonna be there. It's a lot more fun when you got certain things you don't have to worry about. And stop dumping it all on one person to worry about. I'm so sick of it. But, you know, I digress. Separate your wants from your needs, people. You know, this game is almost over, and we're going to have to make some adjustments. And, you know, can't do that if you're cracking up, still wondering about what it used to be like. What it used to be ain't what it is now. All right, that's all I had to get off my chest. Y'all be smooth.